EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for September 1st, 2021. New month, same old song and dance. Unfortunately, we have now our third tropical system, or remnants thereof, that we're going to be dealing with in a matter of 2 weeks. So we had Fred, we had Henri, and now we have the remnants of Ida that we're dealing with today. Before we get into the video today, we have a brand new sponsor for the Wednesday forecast video, and that sponsor is the Walter Zarinsky team at Keller Williams Real Estate. Both Michael and Sarah have been helping both buyers and sellers with all of their real estate needs throughout the Lehigh Valley and Poconos with over 20 years of experience in real estate. Not only do they serve the entire Lehigh Valley, but also portions of Berks, Bucks, Carbon, Monroe, and Schuylkill counties. Call the Walter Zarinsky team at Keller Williams Real Estate anytime to find out more at 610-867-8888. I love having these sponsors that I have a connection with, because when I bought my home in 2018, I also used Keller Williams to help with the sale of my old home and the purchase of the new one. Nothing but great experience. I have nothing but great things to say about the company in its entirety, and I hope you'll reach out to them for all your real estate needs. They are the sponsor of the Wednesday forecast video going forward. So today we have this system moving in today, and it's going to be very impactful. A lot of heavy rain. You probably saw the maps we have out on the weather alerts page and the full discussion. I went into great lengths of writing that yesterday. I put a lot of I wanted to do not only what the impacts are going to be, what to expect from it, but I want to give you some preparedness stuff in there. So what do we look for? What do we do? Well, it's not just, okay, it's coming, we're going to deal with it and be, just as it comes and just deal with it. It's not like that. You need to be a little more proactive. So that's what I wanted to do. Give you some things to that sometimes you don't think about when these systems are coming that are quite impactful that you can do, like clean out your gutters, like start the generator, fill up gas for generators, things like that. There's things you can do. Charge your cell phones in case the power goes out. All right. So there's some tips that we put in there. Try to add that. I want to try to do that going forward. We usually don't have impactful events this large, but that's a good idea, I think, and a good practice going forward. So I'll continue to do that. So now the one thing that's changed since I put since we produced the weather alerts maps page, I believe that was at about 11:30 yesterday in the morning. The only thing that's changed is timing has sped up a little bit, but that did not change rainfall projections. That remains the same, so we will not be changing the map today or the areas expected to get the hardest hit. We will be changing timing a little bit. This is going to end a little bit sooner, we think, so it's not going to bleed into Thursday. Thursday is actually a mostly sunny day now, completely, from like wall to wall, okay? So this is going to move out a few hours after midnight. It's going to stop raining, and that's it. So this system moves across the region, and it'll move right over either southeast PA or the Delmarva region, very close to there. And the heavy rain is going to spread along a warm front that this is pushing off to the north. So there's a stall boundary that went through Monday night or Tuesday. Yesterday it was slowly moving through the region, further south of the region. This remnant system is actually pushing that back northward as a warm front, that same frontal boundary. Along there is an area of deep convergence and frontogenesis, so you're going to get some enhanced rainfall nearest that front. So we get over to the NAM High Res Feature Simulated Radar, and I'm going to start this off at 8 a.m. So you can see watch this band here. See this band that's right here? This is a frontogenesis band along the warm front, and that's why the areas in this, we move forward in time, up till noon here, you see it's still just training over the same areas, and this is heavy rain. Now, areas further south and east, we have less amounts, and there's a reason for that, because there's a dry slot that works its way in here, and you have lesser amounts further south, at least initially. You are going to get, when the actual low comes through, a pretty heavy line of heavy rain and perhaps thunderstorms in these areas down here, okay? In the interior, not so much. No thunderstorms, no thunder or lightning. Like we've been talking about for days, this is really not a thunder or lightning event for most of you, at least in the interior. But further south and east, you could have some of that, and you might even have a tornado threat today. We'll discuss that in here a second, too. Going forward from this, you can see, this is now 4 o'clock, you still see plenty of heavy rain embedded here, and this is going to go right into, this is going to mess with the evening rush hour for some of you, especially in central PA, parts of northeast PA. It's going to be some very heavy rain, so just take it easy, because I know it's it's a work day, so it's not like you can just stay home, or maybe you can. Maybe you got lucky and you can stay home, but some people don't have that luxury. Just take it easy if you're leaving work you know, 5 o'clock tomorrow or something, and it's going to be pouring in a lot of areas. This is looking at 5 o'clock right here. You can see these areas from about the lower Susquehanna Valley all the way to northeast PA getting slammed with heavy rain. And this is all going to work eastward. You get some incredible rates of rain here. Look at these reds on here. Normally when we do these simulated radars, I mean, you're seeing a lot of yellows, and with synoptic rainfall anyway, you're looking at a lot of yellows and maybe greens, and that's heavy enough. We're getting these oranges and reds here. This is almost like a severe thunderstorm would put down, where it's just torrential downpours. The only difference is this is going to be over several hours. This is not just going to be a quick thunderstorm in 30 to 45 minutes in and out. This is heavy rain that just goes all the way into the evening. So I think your heaviest time frame also moved up a little bit. We're now looking at afternoon through mid to late evening is your time window from west to east for the heaviest rainfall. This is actually looking at 9 o'clock. It's over far eastern Pennsylvania at this point with some incredible heavy rainfall rates. And then this moves into New Jersey after that. So the areas further south that weren't really getting too much, you do get some of this later in the day. And that's why those areas southeast of I-95 are not getting those incredible amounts of rain. They're generally northwest of the fall line or northwest of I-95, where you get into that 2 to 4 inch, and then once you get a little bit higher up there, you get a jackpot where that band sat there all day. Where this band sits here all day is where your jackpot's going to be. That's what I think. All right, and that's why we have our map drawn that way. But look what this does here. This is midnight right here, okay? So it's got heavy rain going on in eastern PA and New Jersey, but then this moves out of here in the wee hours in the morning. So 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, it's out of here. So by the time we get to 7 a.m., there's nothing here except for blue skies. So you will dry out. This is not going to bleed into Thursday, it looks like. So that's timing is sped up a little bit. So all week we were talking about, well, maybe it's going to linger into Thursday morning. No, it doesn't look like it now. Now here's the other aspect of this. When you get this line coming through here, you get to like late afternoon and during the evening. This is where the low pressure is kind of sitting right here near the Delmarva. That's when you get your most vorticity and spin, very high shear environment. So with that vorticity and spin, you could have some tornadoes down in this area, mainly southeast of 985, but it may clip far southern and southeastern areas of Pennsylvania as well. When I say that, I'm talking about maybe southern Lancaster, southern Chester, Delaware, and Philadelphia counties, okay? Right down there. And the reason for that, this is a Supercell Composite index. This is what's showing where the tornadoes can possibly form. As a matter of fact, let me change this over to a significant tornado parameter. It's the same idea. This is giving you an idea where the best chance is to see tornadoes. And you get a lot of it over eastern Maryland here at 4 o'clock. And you just watch what happens when you go forward here to dinner time. That goes right into extreme southeastern Pennsylvania. Not quite Bucks, Montgomery, but southern Chester, Delaware, Philadelphia counties is right over you. And then also over southern New Jersey and crosses over Delaware right before that. So I think that's still your prime area, southern New Jersey, extreme southeastern Pennsylvania, and I mean extreme southeastern Pennsylvania and Delaware for that tornado threat. And that will be when that low is nearest our region. That's going to go from about 3, 4 o'clock, and it's going to go all the way up to about just till mid to late evening until that heavy line clears the coast. So there is a tornado threat there. A lot of people asked me about that. Well, it was on the weather alerts page. We did discuss it and highlighted those areas, so that hasn't really changed, okay? I know the Storm Prediction Center had slight risk and marginal risk all the way up here. That's not happening, okay? I'm not sure. Maybe they just overextend just to give themselves a little bit of a buffer. The enhanced risk area, which is that area where I just showed you, this area right here, that's where their enhanced risk is. I agree with that. Absolutely do, okay? So those areas could have a tornado. We talked about that all week, south and east of that low pressure, okay? It's no longer a tropical system, so tropical systems will have the northeast quadrant of that landfalling tropical system will have the tornado threat. Once that becomes post-tropical and it becomes a cold chord system, which is what it is now, then it is no longer following that rule. It's now south and southeast quadrant where the tornadoes occur. So if it's tracking right across here like this, that would make sense, okay? So that's it. So we get that out of here, and we're just dealing with heavy rain today. I do want to show you our map here. I'll show you, if you have not seen it on weather alerts, here's our map. And you see the bullseye area right where I showed you that band just sitting there all day, all morning, and most of the afternoon. So this area in E is our absolute jackpot area. That is a 5 to 8 inch area with localized higher amounts as high as 10 inches in a few spots. It's going to be localized. Don't expect that. Expect 5 to 8, okay? Same thing here in the D area. This is a 4 to 6 inches of rain area, localized up to 8. Again, very isolated to see up that high. So somebody can come in with 6.5, 7, something like that. In the C area is 2 to 4 inches, up to 5 localized. And then once you get to South Jersey, Delaware, where they really don't get into much today as far as heavy rain, at least during the day until we get to later when that low pressure comes through, that's a 1 to 2 inch area, but it might be closer to the 1. Okay, it's going to depend on what these storms, how long these storms hold together, because there's a lot of time where it's really not doing anything down there today during the day, while these areas in the interior are getting slammed. So to keep that in mind for today, that's our map. And then after this system leaves, again, we're mostly sunny on Thursday. Once we get to Friday, we are also mostly sunny. We get to Saturday, also mostly sunny. And by the way, the temperatures here in this time frame, look at these temperatures. And it's going to be a cooler day with the clouds and the rain. But look at tomorrow, 71 to 75. It's going to be generally about that, 72 to 76 the next day, and the next day after that. That's straight through Saturday. It might start to warm up a little bit by the time we get to Sunday. But we're also dealing with a frontal boundary coming at us, and you might have a stray shower with this as it moves through. But it doesn't look like it has a lot of moisture with it, but it could be a stray shower, isolated shower with that as it does so. So partly to mostly cloudy on Sunday, and then Monday is Labor Day itself is back to mostly sunny skies, and it should remain that way on Tuesday with another frontal boundary that's going to be approaching probably for Wednesday of next week. But right now it looks pretty good for the holiday weekend overall. Just have to watch out for Sunday a little bit with a stray shower, isolated shower, and partly to mostly cloudy skies. Other days are all mostly sunny days, though, it looks like. I'm EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for September 1st, 2021. Have a great Wednesday. Stay safe.